Okay, we'll open up our next meeting with Public Services.
Good morning, Susan Eugenius, County Engineer, and we're requesting that we start today with an executive session for contract negotiations for 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yes.
Contract negotiations for 15 minutes. Okay.
Thank
we'll
you.
do that. Okay, back for executive session. No decisions were made. We'll move along.
So we'll move on to building and planning next.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Jackson, Building and Planning. Short items for you today. I just wanted to go over tomorrow on the board's agenda. We've got the building and planning fees. And we workshopped this a couple weeks ago, but it was just, we're rescinding and replacing all of the fees. They're in one large packet and we're only changing 2 fees in all of that. The same as plan. So anyone that comes in and has a same type plan, kind of stemmed from the Habitat for Humanity conversations we had, reducing it to a flat $90. And then the handicap ramps was the other one that we're just doing a flat fixed fee. We have a lot of ADUs. That's kind of our large permitting ticket item right now. So we're just doing a standard fee instead of based on their value, and doesn't matter if it's short or long or whatever. We're base fee. That's it. Another item, just so you're aware, Commissioner Weber giving you an update. Mr. Smith's planning clearance was issued this morning. So thanks to Wayne, we got that issued. So
Good.
He's moving forward and he has what he needs from our department. He's just gonna needs to work with the other jurisdictions.
Thank you.
Yep. That's it.
Perfect.
Questions? Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review the newspaper coverage about Paradise Cove?
Yes.
Were you accurately quoted? And
That was from previous, some stuff, the previous statements that were made in here. So they have new, it's fine.
seemed
We have
pretty
new
consistent.
reporters. Yeah, I'm just hoping that he behaves tomorrow. That would be nice. We've done a lot for that park and kind of went out of our way to make sure that the residents are as safe as we can make them. So it would be nice if he acknowledges that and isn't ornery. It would be a blessing for me.
All right.
That's all I had.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Mhm.
So next we'll bring up Will from Facilities Maintenance.
Good morning, Commissioners. Will Tostad, Facility Services Manager. A couple projects to update you on. I was heard on the meeting earlier, you saw there's a crane outside as well. So the server room HVAC is getting replaced. And then the crane should be gone here in the next hour or two. Admin HVAC, the boilers are still in the works for both annex and the admin building. So that will continue into January, into Don's retirement. Project coordinator Don Nyman's last day is going to be January 29th, I believe. So that project then will move on to other project coordinator Dylan Wills, and I think he'll be able to handle it just fine. The next update that I have is the Hall of Justice water leak. We got that repaired this weekend. It's a joint effort between maintenance staff. Viking was the contractor that was awarded to, and City of Kelso helped a lot there. And then Sean handed you the picture. This is the repair of the pipe down below the Hall of Justice.
So the piece we're looking at, that which is being suspended, that's the piece that's the patch.
Correct. Yep, that's where it was broken. That's the patch.
Looks like the diameters don't line up. Is that just possible?
I think it's I think it's just the picture.
Hmm.
It might be sleeved, but it shouldn't be any constraint or anything.
The two ideas are the same.
Yeah. Any questions, concerns, comments?
The rest of the, what caused the problem in this part, just the old cast iron?
Yeah, yep. I think it's called ductile pipe and it just was a vertical crack. It almost the break was almost a clean cut. It looked like
Yeah.
age, old pipe. I can't predict what happened, but you know, a building of that age, it's probably going to be the first of many repairs that I'll do over the years. So,
So the pipe is hanging from the floor
yep,
because the dirt underneath has decomposed.
yep,
It's old sawdust. So that gap will continue to get bigger and bigger, but the pipe is all being supported from the floor.
yep. Yeah, and the history on that, it sounds, I mean, we're all familiar that it was built on an old sawmill. Our first call was to Sessions Plumbing and Heating, and they had familiarity with that project as well. They said they were awarded the contract to do all the hanging a few years after the building was built. So I think they were there, they said, for 13 months.
Hanging on
And so
that
they're very,
pipe?
very familiar.
Wow.
They said they didn't work.
Originally a sewer line that broke.
Yep,
Right. So
yep.
there's sewage in there. This was the water, the fire safety water
Yep,
line.
yep.
Okay.
And Sessions said they didn't work on the fire line, so we had to get quotes from fire system.
911
contractors.
department used to mention about the bugs that would come up through the floor.
I heard rumor of that a couple times.
Was, turns out that was what they were feeding on.
Yep.
So how much, have we inspected the whole area then? And so
Yep.
how do you do the inspection?
Well, we filled the water system again, purged any air. The Viking contractor that was there was also an inspector. Made sure that all lines were open, went back down underneath the building, have video and picture. This is one of the pictures that the line's filled with water right now and there was no leak at the time of the picture. All gauges showed pressurized. So it's a good.
So
repair.
if we were to, I mean, most, you can't really see in the pipe, so you typically do I'm not sure whether it's X-ray or not, but you kind of, pipe is examined by something that lets them see inside. That I assume wasn't done here.
No,
So do we have a leak detector in place down below someplace?
nope.
Those are pretty economical, aren't they?
Yeah, like a flow meter is what you're talking to be inserted in the pipe. We didn't do anything as part of this repair.
Okay, I would think you'd want to do something like that, but.
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
The city of Kelso did replace a meter on Saturday as well, but it didn't have to do with this.
yeah, but even if we had the meter here, it requires, it's not gonna set an alarm off while a leak detector is gonna say, I'm drowning.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to look at that moving forward. Anything else?
Because we just kind of found it by happenstance, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the basement started smelling like a chlorine pool. And you could smell it in various stairwells and maintenance worker Brian Shaw happened to open the hatch and noticed that there was clear water there, which triggered the chain of events and trying to find the leak, getting pumps and get that problem resolved.
And the other side of that, or another consequence, that's the fire flow.
That is fire
So
flow.
while we had that leak, we might not have been protected, right?
We were protected. We hired additional security from Phoenix as part of Fire Watch.
No, I meant that while it was down and unbeknownst to us, if a fire had broken out, would the sprinklers have operated?
No,
Okay. It definitely needs the sensor.
yes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
think so.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you, likewise.
So we have a couple public works items to talk about that are on the consent agenda tomorrow. The first two items, the Eric Creek prospectus and supplemental agreement. If you recall, we signed one in September for that project. And due to the slow right-of-way process, that one needs to be amended, revised to match what we have actually spent. So the state, instead of allowing us to cross it out and initial, it has requested that we sign a new supplemental agreement where we de-obligate the portion of the design money that we are not using, and then go through and obligate the $2.5 million for the construction phase. So that's our first item.
And this came because it took a little more time to get all the easements.
Yes,
Yeah.
it took time to get the easements, and originally they were saying that they weren't going to let us use the money if we didn't obligate by September, but they backed off of that. So now we are going to be able to use the money and move forward. So we're working on getting that construction contract finalized so we can advertise right after the first of the year. And then we have a similar agreement as to what we brought last week. This is supplement number 1 with OTAC for the Allender Road Stillwater Creek Fish Passage Project to extend the agreement to December 31st, 2024, and increase the billing rates, but no increase to the project cost. So the next item on the list, if you don't have questions about those, was I accidentally left on the resolution for the disaster regarding the flooding on our list. So I apologize for that. We came out basically general cleanup, so there was nothing major for county roadways. And then the final item I have is I have 5 additional easement documents for the South Cloverdale project that we'd like to get agreement to allow the commissioner to, the chairman to sign, so we can get these people paid, get these documents recorded and the residents paid.
That's the last group.
I believe there's 2 more, but we want it to try and get this taken care of in this calendar year so we can get these citizens paid off.
Well, I'm okay with authorizing the chairman to sign all the rest of the ones. Since we're not meeting again this year, this is
True.
the last.
Yep.
All right. Those are all the items I had. Did you have anything else for myself, or? I guess Public Works is the only one left. So for Public Works,
I have a general, maybe silly question. We get the work notices frequently. I scan them, most of them quite perfunctory. Do you pay attention to them yourself, or?
I scan the titles, and if it looks like something that I should be more aware of, I will go and read the
Yeah.
actual letter and follow up.
And that's all you expect out of us on that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm
So
compliant.
Part of the licensing agreement with Pacific Corps is to provide recreational opportunities. And there's a recreation advisory committee. And Ron Junker represents the county on that. I think he's from the Parks Board.
Yes.
So there is a little bit of collaboration with some of the changes that go along. But most of the notices that we get are about safety inspections and
Mhm.
improvements and extending time to get things done. So. I also believe our emergency management director is also connected with both utilities that run hydroelectric programs that affect the county, both Tacoma City Light and as well as the Pacific Core dams.
Yes, we see updates to their emergency protocols that they share with us. They also, the ones on the Lewis River, send out releases during storm events that come through. They're releasing more water and then they'll let you know when they're backing it back down. So they do send those notices out also that I see.
If I remember correctly, the last time we had a problem with high water, and then the Cowlitz side of things, there had been a mistake made to not release soon enough up at the Tacoma dams, and then they finally had to release, and it was too much all at once. And we had I think that was about the last time there was some high water at Cowlitz Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been 12 or 13, right about the time I started here, it seems like. I haven't had a problem since, so.
And that would have been before I was working here at the county, paying attention to those.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
I think we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did we have anything else for this meeting? I think
We have about 3 minutes. I was going to ask you, what did you think of the CEDC report that our colleague forwarded to us?
I just kind of scanned through it this morning. I haven't really delved into it, but I'll take a closer look at it.
Okay, sounds fair enough.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, Dennis?
A lot of hopeful expectations, but as is always the case, the devil's always in the details, and bringing companies in that can generate the kind of
Yeah, I worry.
synergies that they talk about.
Yeah, in general, I get a little alarmed when it requires government participation. If it's worthwhile, the private world says, I'll do it because I'll make something out of it. But yeah, there was a lot of blue sky.
Yeah. Well, and of course, all of it involves the production of electricity, and anytime you do that in Washington State in a PUD county, the PUD has the monopoly, so they have to sell the energy unless it's generated on site of, like we were talking about up at the landfill.
Well,
I think they still have to run it through the PUD books.
showed a lot of pictures of windmills, and it referred to windmills and solar energy powering stuff. And I'm thinking, well, there are a lot of windmills I see, certainly going through the Tehachapi's, there are tons of windmills. Some of them are actually turning.
That's what they've discovered about windmills. They don't always turn at a predictable level. That makes it tough to have reliable service because you gotta have something else.
Oh, yeah, and even windmills side by side, one turns and one doesn't. I don't know what that means, and I don't know all the numbers you get presented. I'd want to see the raw data to start with, but
Yeah.
I'm done. Oh, citizen comment, huh?
Well, I was gonna say about the windmills, is sometimes you don't see.
Need to be on mic, Tim, if you're gonna.
Well, I thought we were just chatting.
Yeah.
About the windmills not turning. And the fact is that they're turning to the degree of where the dams are not making energy. You know what I mean? They maintain a certain balance in the lines. So when you see them not turning, that's because the dam is doing the work right then. Like if you go in the summertime when the water levels are low, you'll see more of those blades turning, or all of them. But if you go in the springtime when the runoff is, they aren't turning at all, because the BPA basically gives the energy away at that point because they can't hold back that much water. Interesting little thing. And so the windmills in a way make a backup to the dams when they can't run at full capacity, but really the energy that we should be using is natural gas. You know, the backup should be that. That was my 2 cents. I saw your thing about it and I wanted to
Thank
write
you.
all that, but it's a lot to text.
Okay. Anything else for today?
We're good.
Okay, we're
Thank
good.
you.
We will adjourn. Thank you.